Melody. Welcome back, everybody. Well, actor and comedian FC Noni has made it rain on his newborn baby as he was captured on camera spraying naira notes directly on his baby to welcome him into the world. Well, the father was spotted during, doling out 100 naira notes on the top of the newborn baby who was placed on oxygen. It captions the video, "Welcome to the world, my love." Well, however, the video attracted lots of criticism as some followers felt it went overboard by spraying money on a little baby. Some felt he ought to have given the money to his mom, and some also said that it would have helped his mom. He just came and looked at the mom and went straight to the court of the baby and started spraying 100 naira notes on the baby. I mean, what do you feel about that? What do you have to say about that?
There's a lot to take out of this video. First off, to me, it is a deliberate act because the expression, let me put it that way, the expression did not seem genuine because he just walked, okay, from what we saw, he was just standing there in front of the baby's mother, and moments later he just walked to the baby. He wasn't smiling, he didn't seem happy, and then he just starts spraying money on the child. He didn't try to maybe hug the child, touch the child or something. His expression was just vague. So I really don't know. People are allowed to express themselves in whatever manner they deem fit, but this was highly unnecessary to me.
Really unnecessary.
It's a newborn. Why are you spraying money on a newborn? Money is dirty. It's not.
And the child is so fragile.
Exactly. The child. I don't think that baby is up to 24 hours old yet, and then the child's immune system is not even strong. Any little thing can just cause an infection or a problem for and the child was on oxygen, which means there are probably some little things. The child cannot breathe properly on his own yet, and then you are doing this. So I don't know. I kind of agree with the people who said he should have given the money to the baby's mother instead, because in the end the money is going to go to the baby's mother. She's going to pick it. Of course, mothers have always done that. So yeah, to me it was a very, very unnecessary act, and then I don't know. I'm not feeling the whole thing.
If we were to think about true Africans right now, we'll say what he did. There's something spiritual about what he did. How can you just enter into the hospital and look straight into the mother of the baby? You didn't hug her, you didn't touch her, and you went
straight to the baby.
Straight to the baby and begin to spray 100 naira notes.
And I said, he didn't even smile. He didn't try to touch the baby. He didn't seem excited. I mean, typical Nigerians, when a thing like that happens, an actual happy father, you'd see it written on his face. He's smiling, maybe jumping, singing, dancing. We pray also. But, well, like I said again, people are allowed to express it, but the money is a no-no for me.
I don't know why he did that, but that money still is a no-no for me, as well as my colleague here. You shouldn't spray naira notes on the child, newborn baby. Yes. I mean, the skin of that child is very, very, very fragile.
Even after we handle money, we should wash our hands. Sanitize your hands. Exactly, which is to tell us that money is not even clean.
I mean, come to think of it, of course, we didn't really see the video very well. I'm actually wondering, are there no nurses there to warn him, to caution him? Or maybe there are no nurses there. That's why he was bold enough to do that.
At first, the money was not getting to the baby's face, but eventually...
No, it was plenty.
Well, from the video I saw, there were just mainly family members in the room. Probably it was visiting hours or something, and
Mm.
then the nurses and doctors just gave them space.
Mm. Well, a young lady who was recently laid off her job has cried out on social media, and also revealed why she was let go in a tweet which which has now, that's what we're talking about. Oh, factor. It's a wish. Okay, in a tweet which has now gone viral, Zainab disclosed that she was sacked at the radio station where she worked as an OAP because of her R factor. She added that the sack came barely 1 month after she resumed, but the company, however, tried their reason to misconduct. The devastated young lady also revealed that she has worked at 3 different radio stations and her defect has never been a problem. Who doesn't have a defect? I have a defect. I remember while I was in school, in the university, I grew up in Lagos. So, and I was actually feeling like, oh my, I could speak.
Like,
You understand?
fluent English.
I could speak until when I got to the university. And when that began to happen, I felt bad, but I was not angry. I was like, I told myself that what can I actually do? I went back to the house, my classmate, my friend. Sometimes I'll just pick up a book and begin to read aloud and tell them, please listen to me.
Point out my mistakes.
Whenever I make that mistake, whenever you hear that defect, please let me know. I want to work on this.
And you actually did.
And sometimes when I'm in school, I'll just talk. I will just go to my classmate's place. I'll just stand in front of her and say, please, listen to me right now. What's the problem?
Like,
You understand? Of course, I still, because I'm a Yoruba girl, so of course, there are tendencies of still having that hate. Of course, I still have a hate factor, but sometimes when I want to speak, I try and get intentional about
yeah, you're
it.
conscious of
Yes,
the whole
intentional that, okay, this is when I want to say I shouldn't say ha. When I want to say ha, I shouldn't say ah. You understand? So I don't think there's anybody in this world that doesn't have an accent
Yes.
or a defect. And some, they have a tongue defect. It's not, it necessarily don't have to.
Be an asset.
Yes, like some people can struggle. Some people say struggle. Some people say clown.
H factor is like you can't take that
just
away
like peak.
from a lot of them. It's something that is in a one-sided story. Because there was a part you read where you said the organization she worked for said she was laid down because of misconduct. And here she is telling us that it's because of her R factor. And she also went ahead to say that she has worked with 3 other stations, and then her R factor was never a problem. So why is it a problem now? So I am of the opinion that it might actually be for something else, and then this is what she's deciding to base it on. Because I don't think it is enough reason to like sack someone, even though like there's many sides to this story in the media and all of that. It requires people to speak fluently because you're going to be talking to like a lot of
and you're supposed to communicate.
Exactly, you're supposed to communicate effectively, which means your words and everything you say should be clear. Like people should be able to hear and understand what you say, like when you speak on air, because you're talking to like a lot of people. And then it's not everybody that will understand factor. You might be trying to pronounce a word and then
struggle.
Exactly, and somebody might be thinking you're saying something else. They might not put sense into what you're saying because your words were not pronounced clearly because of that R factor. So actually, it is kind of enough reason to like lay someone off, because if you are not appealing to my audience, me as an employer now, if you're not appealing to my audience in the sense that maybe I've gotten some sort of feedback that, okay, this particular OAP of mine is not communicating effectively, it's enough reason, because of course the organization is not running a charity. They're trying to make people. It's only right to have competent people who would like work as you intend, which involves the whole speaking when it comes to media. So I honestly feel like it is enough reason. And it might also be due to the misconduct that the organization talked about, but then she's basing it on the R factor, and her defense is that she has worked
in 3 other
exactly, and then that wasn't a problem. So
maybe they didn't
why
want to
is
tell her.
so why is it
True.
a problem now? And then we need a backstory. Like, what was the reason for leaving those other 3 organizations? Did he have like anything at all to do with the R factor, or for other reasons?
Most times when we come on air, we don't get to see it as we're doing it for people. We tend to see that I'm actually doing it for myself. But when we actually have that mind of, it's not about me.
No, we're actually here for people.
Yes, it's about
for those who are watching
that needs this information
exactly.
right now. So when we rely on that fact that it's not about us, I think we'll be intentional about all that we do, because there might be someone that might just want to tune into a channel right now, and the first thing you hear is TH factor, and that person gets irritated by any little thing. The person is irritated and the person moves to another channel. So you have to be very, very careful. You want to communicate, you have to let your communication tool be appealing. Your communication
like you need
tool,
to communicate
your voice,
as effectively as possible. It's just a normal thing and an obvious fact that people who speak to the general public, like that's the people who work in the media now, they have to be fluency is actually an attribute that is needed. So this is enough reason left to me.
Aside the media aspect, even when you go to relationships, some girls will say that I cannot date somebody that has Igbo accent. I cannot date a man that has Yoruba accent. How can I be dating? You'll be saying that, how are you, my dear?
to my girlfriend, and then she pulls up with an accent. Do you understand?
I'm fine, no.
It's embarrassing for some people, and then for others it's okay. I mean, you don't care. You didn't. It's I wouldn't say it's your fault that you were born into that tribe, and then you just found yourself having that accent. So for some people, it's not a problem. Like it's